And if you're just joining us, the way to interact with us is to use our WhatsApp line. It's 0204-447-033. If you're watching us on our streams, the hashtag is Breakfast Daily. Now, we've been joined by the Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, and we'll be talking about an event that's coming up. And I have with me two gentlemen and a lady. But let me first of all introduce the chairman of IOSH, Edward Deborah. Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, it's good to have you back.
Good to be here.
Was it a year ago that you were here?
It was last September.
It was last September.
Yes.
So it's not quite a year.
No.
Yeah, you've been busy.
Yes.
With a lot of activities and all of that happening. Okay, let me also introduce to you, we have Joanne Mbro, who is a member of IOSH, a Ghana member.
Yes.
And then we also have the IOSH president, Lawrence Webb. You're all welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
So let's talk about this year's event. Where is it happening? When is it happening? Just let's get that one out of the way.
Right. So this year we're looking at occupational health and safety as a fundamental labor right, and it is happening at the Citi Center of University of Ghana.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
It's a free event, but registration is required before any member can access or anybody can access. And it's not open to only health and safety people. It is open to people like you, all employers, regulators, employees, trade unions, trade associations, everybody. We are talking about why it is important that our welfare at work, our safety at work is paramount. Because we believe that if the people that bring the money are well looked after, businesses will grow. So we want to shed more light on that on the day.
Lawrence, so question off the back of what Edward is saying. What's in it? Why is it critical for people to understand safety and health?
That's a great question. It's a fundamental question. I mean, the way that I view this and the way that IOSH view this is that people are your most important asset.
Okay.
Without people, your business has no character. Obviously, that affects the productivity, family life. There are so many knock-on effects from not actually making sure that this as Edward said, is effectively a fundamental principle in human rights, as the International Labour Organisation have said. And you know, I personally have been there at the best of times where organisations and employers have seen fantastic outcomes, outputs, productivity, great culture, great leadership. But I've also been there at times where I've seen the opposite, and it is a horrific situation that nobody should have to go through, and everyone goes to work to earn, to have a quality of life. What they don't expect is to come back a different person as a result of not being looked after, and that is IOSH's mission across the globe, 50,000 members, and we're there to support them and basically the public good, and that's why we're here supporting our fantastic West African division. Okay.
Joanne, as a member of the Ghana chapter, what benefits have you found or accrued from being part of the organization?
IOSH has been a very good organization that a partnership or professional body that I've joined, and the benefits that you get to network and you get to learn. We do have webinars, right, once every month, and then we get to learn and then to also understand what is happening in the world of safety, right? You know, the safety is not just in Ghana, it's all over the world, and every time there are new developments. So IOSH has really helped me. It also given me the opportunity to meet with people, like meeting with Lawrence here. It's through IOSH, right? And as a member, it's always important that we develop ourselves as health and safety professionals. So that is what the aim of IOSH is for members who are joining the professional body. It's been a great opportunity to be a member.
Fantastic. What would be your typical organizations that would join IOSH, for example? What backgrounds would people be coming from?
See, that's the great thing about our profession, we're everywhere. So there is no typical organisation as such, and I think that's what makes us so powerful with our potential influence, because we work with organisations which are one or two people all the way through to the huge international organisations that we all see the branding of everywhere we go. And you know, risk is relative, and it moves with the organisation. So what we actually do is we support them, we help influence. It's one of those professions where no 2 days are the same, because no two employers or organisations are necessarily the same, but they've all got the same requirement to look after their people.
What would you say is your drive as president? I mean, for the organisation, what's your focus?
Yeah, again, great question, because every president of IOSH has an opportunity to champion areas that are particularly important, and the overriding thing for me is a healthy challenge for all the organisations I come across to say, are you really doing everything you can to eliminate harm at source, rather than accepting the fact that harm is a part of working life? It doesn't need to be. So are you really thinking about that? But also, what are you doing about the next generation? What are you doing to make sure that you appeal to everybody from the OSH profession? What are you doing to look after your supply chain and your wider ecosystem that actually has to be there for you to be able to do what you need to do? And also, I'm looking at neurodiversity as well. So as IOSH, are we appealing to everybody? Everyone's different. Are we making sure that we're landing properly with everybody and making the fact that neurodiversity is a power skill in people, and what can we do to bring that on board?
Super. Edward, since IOSH became a functional organization in Ghana for people to join and be part of, what sort of impacts have you experienced?
Right, that's a very great question. Interestingly, we've had enormous feedback. What it is you don't just join Ghana and be part of Ghana. You join Ghana but be part of a global community. So members have benefited from mentoring. You know, we always say that what an elderly person sees sitting down, a younger person can stand on the tallest tree and still won't see. The professionals who are astute, like Lawrence, we have various categories of membership. It starts from affiliate to technical to fellow. He's a fellow. He's gotten to that peak. So once you join, there are support systems to guide your career. So you don't just stagnate, you progress by learning the right skills, building networks with the right people, and all of that. So once we have our programs, though we are based in Ghana, it reflects globally. And we are able to participate in the global programs as well. It's not for nothing that the whole president and the presidential team had to come to Ghana to be part of this. So the members in Ghana have benefited from resources that support them in their works, training people, supporting other people. Personally, I've benefited so much that I'm able to give back to society for free on TV, on radio, and stuff like that. Others have also built their competencies. When COVID came, IOSH shared a lot of resources that actually helped people to tailor their strategy at workplace towards eliminating harm. Because we realized that there was a lot of confusion around COVID. You know, in health and safety, you don't have a one-fit-size-all solution. It has to be bespoke, depending on your activity and what you need. So IOSH came out with lots of resources for those in aviation, for those in construction, for those in oil and gas. So everybody was able to tailor. So the professionals from IOSH at the time were so busy, we had our profiles boosted because we tried to eliminate harm. It's not for nothing that we recorded less issues or less fatalities or less incidents as far as COVID is concerned in Ghana. Because I, for one, because of the benefit I derived, was all over the place, on TV, everywhere, talking about best practices, helping schools, churches. So it helped. So Ghanaian people have embraced it. They are now, you'll be surprised. We planned this conference, the plan was just 400. Today we've got over 700 people registered.
Wow.
So that should tell you that indeed people have embraced.
All right, Jonah, quickly, what are you looking forward to tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day, and it's an opportunity to learn, opportunity to network. We've got great speakers coming up for tomorrow's conference. So just calling out to all the safety professionals in Ghana, if they've not registered, they should register and be part of tomorrow's event. They're going to talk about the fundamental safety as a fundamental labor right. So now it's part of the labor rights, and it's occupational health and safety was included in June 2022 in the fundamental principles on right at work.
Okay.
So now everybody needs to ensure that their workplaces, or the employers have to make sure their workplaces are safe and free of risk to employees who are working there. Yeah.
Super. Lawrence, I hope Ghana has been treating you good so far.
It's been fantastic. Highlight for me, I was saying to Edward outside, people, fantastic welcome. You know, really, always really smiley, really happy, just like yourself. That's great news. So we're having a great visit and really looking forward to representing the membership, which are our lifeblood, and we'll see them tomorrow.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much, Lawrence, Joanna,
Pleasure.
Edward. Thank you very much.